Alright, so we are actually going to build a README file for my Ansible project. The first thing you want to do is open VS Code. I can just drag. These are all the projects in my dev we saw earlier. All these files, all of them, Linux, Flask, JavaScript, they're all here in my VS Code now. Alright. I can open it. This is my Ansible I'm building. This is the first project in my Ansible. I don't have a readme.md file. I can create it. As simple as that. So I tapped on here and I typed the name. The next thing I did was, let's look at another README file. Let's go to the Kubernetes. I have a project here and I have a README file for it. This is what the README file looks like. I know right now it looks random, but if you come here to the top of your VS Code and type greater than. By the way, as you can see, greater than is used to show or run commands. So there's a command to interpret Markdown files. Look at it, it's called, if you type Markdown, it is suggesting open preview to the side. If you press that, there will be a preview of the code you're typing here. The way it will show on GitHub will be on the right. Your file will be on the left. So creating and managing Kubernetes, if I type it here, this is how it will show on GitHub. So I can literally remove this kind and Terraform and type Kingsley tool. You see it's updating here as well. And when I push this project to GitHub, this is what will show, right? But it's important to note that if I remove this hash here, that boldness it has on the right will vanish. You see, it has become irregular text. So it is the hash over here that is giving it that huge form and giving it that line on it. This is the image you see here. This image of Kubernetes, this is it, this is the line. This is the code bringing it. So if let me see if I can even comment the code out. Okay, you can't comment it out that way, but let me see. All right, I've commented it out. Now, in programming, a comment is something you do to make a code not work. It stops being a code; it becomes an ordinary text. All right, or instead of deleting it, you can just do command and / and it comes back, or I can just delete it. You see that image is gone. Now, what is the science of this text producing this image? What it is, this KS is just a name I give the image. You can actually delete it and it doesn't affect the image. It's the name of the image. I can put king there and it doesn't affect the image, right? So that text there means nothing. It's just a description, but this inside this bracket is what means something. A dot in programming means the current folder. All right, the current folder where the README file is what? What's the name of that folder? It's called local Kubernetes cluster. That's the folder that contains the README file. All right, so that's what this dot means. This dot means local Kubernetes cluster. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So if we come here, we go to Kubernetes, look at it, local Kubernetes cluster. If you click in it, you find your README file here. So the dot there means the containing folder of whatever this file contains there. So the README file contains this file, contains this dot. Therefore, this dot is referring to whatever folder contains is containing the README folder, which is the local Kubernetes. Now slash means enter into that folder, look for another file called img. So we enter into this local Kubernetes cluster, we'll look for img. Good, we've gotten it. Then when you enter, look for a file called 0.png. That is it, 0.png. This image, as you can see right now, what it's saying is drag that image with this exclamation mark, means drag that image and put it in my README file. So that's how this code is producing this, because it is dragging it from the image folder 0.png. That's what it means. Yeah, that's what it means. And every other image is being dragged the same way. You can see 0a.png is dragging this. So if I scroll down, you see that's the image 0a.png. And I named it 0a.png. You feel free to name whatever you want to name, right? So I just need you to understand this. These two have been explained. The first one is a square bracket, very important. The second one is a curved bracket. Don't mix it up. Don't put the first one as a curved and the second one as a square bracket. It will not work. Then these are just regular text. Image gain. Now see this. This is double hash. It's different from the first one, which is one hash. Double hash is a smaller. What's it called? If I press this now, it has become bigger. If I put the hash back, it is now smaller. If I add another hash, it goes even smaller. So the more hashes you add, it gets smaller. If I start removing the hash, it gets bigger, bigger, bigger. And if I remove all the hashes, it becomes a regular text. I hope that makes sense. And it's used for headers. If you know HTML, this is like your H1, H2, H3 to increase the size or the boldness of your text. So these are some syntax. Now there is this guy over here, Cube API. So when you put a hyphen here, you see how it represents that. A small bullet point is represented when you put a hyphen. A hyphen is represented as a bullet point on your GitHub. Right? So that's it. That is it. There are many other ways things can be represented. For example, you see this code surrounded by 3 quotation marks. How does it look over here? This is how it looks. This looks like this. There's supposed to be something to copy it here, but don't worry, I will show you that. So you need to know what syntax you can write over here that will produce your desired result over here. You understand? So that's it basically. To summarize, let's go to our GitHub. Let me search K. All right, this is it. So this is it. This is what it looks like here. All of those code, it gets interpreted over here. Now, that code with the 3 quotation marks, as you can see, it gives you the option to copy here. Instead of highlighting to copy, just click on this. So basically, this is it. This is it. Before I end this video, let's go to my Ansible. Where is my Kubernetes? Go to. So let me just, to kickstart what I'm doing, I'll just copy this and go to my Ansible. This is my Ansible project that I'm working on. I created this empty README file earlier. I can paste this here. Now, whatever project I'm working with Ansible, I think what I'm working is cloud formation. let me open the Markdown on the side so that you can see what I'm doing. Cloud Formation and Ansible. So let me call it Mastering Cloud Formation and Ansible. That will be the topic. And the first thing I want to do is put an image that represents Cloud Formation and Ansible. I can search for that on Google. Cloud Formation and Ansible. Go to images. Yeah, alright, there's an image here. Alright, this is an image that looks like Cloud Formation. I can use this, I can use this. Or I can just use this. Right, so let me use this. Since the project is really about Ansible, save the image into, we can navigate into that file, dev Ansible, yep, image, and save it there. So it has been saved there. We'll come here, the image should be somewhere at the bottom, so let's call that image 0. Can rename it, or we can just come here and scroll downwards. That's our image. As you see, it has appeared there. Right, we can just call this Ansible. In order for us to not have such a long name, which is why I always rename it to numbers, I can have it as 0A, and then I come here, delete to the slash, put the slash again. The slash is what suggests it. Now we have that. Now I can go and say step 1. But before I start step 1, I can just define what Ansible is. Then I go here and do step 1. What's the first step? You can check that with your image. The image there is create a virtual environment and install Ansible. So I can come back here and do create a virtual environment and install Ansible. Right, I copy this image and then I come here, instead of 0A I do 1, sorry, the slash, good. See, the second one has shown up, right? And then I will just give me a minute to figure out what's going on. So I created the topic, put mastering Ansible. Okay, the first thing you want to do is just have like an introduction explaining what Ansible is. So usually what I do is I go to ChatGPT and say, what is Ansible in one sentence? Because ChatGPT knows how to talk too much. The Ansible is an I copy it, I come here and paste it. And this is what is Ansible. And I come here, copy it again and say, because I'm working with both Ansible and Cloud Formation. What is Cloud Formation? Right? And then I go there again. Where is it? What is Cloud Formation? In one sentence, it tells me what it is. I copy it. And I paste it here. Right? And then I can call this next step project steps. Now I can have another section here where I call objective. So the objective of this project, I will just write, we are going to we will be using cloud formation and Ansible to create and configure our cloud environment. Basically that's that. Now project step, or instead of using number 1, I can put a star there and say step 1 with colon. So the star gives a bullet point, right? Either I do that or I use a greater than step 1. All right. Project step. Now, after writing step 1, I can go to step 2. Right? What's step 2? You go to your images, your screenshots. Step 2 says confirm Ansible has been installed. So I go back to my README, confirm Ansible installation using the code below. Now to write a code, most times just put triple backtick. Backtick is the button you have on top of your tab on the top left hand corner of your laptop, and then you write the code. The code we use to confirm if Ansible is installed is, as you can see here, Ansible -- version. You come here and write Ansible -- version. So that's how you go. You use your screenshots to build your readme.md, right? And then after writing that, you drag in an image as well. So the next image is number 2, right? Don't just come here and put number 2. It might work. Okay, it worked. I like to delete that slash, and just to be sure, number 2 is somewhere. You would expect it to be here under number 1, but it's not. It's here. All right. So now we've done that. It's just repetition. Number 3, you go back to the image, check the next image, and create key pair. Right, this is the last step I will do, so I can just copy all of this. Press enter twice. Now call this number 3. Call this create key pair. Right, and I don't need the command to do it on AWS console because that image you just saw was from AWS console. This image, number 3, from AWS console. All right. So this is what our GitHub will look like, but then let's confirm. I will close this right now. Close this. Open my terminal. That's it at the top. New terminal. I was supposed to navigate into my Ansible tab, Ansible, so ls. Now I'm in my Ansible file. I was supposed to navigate cd1 tab because I need to enter the project file. I can't just, this is a particular project, right? And then working with Ansible and cloud formation. Let me give it another name. Create and configure content. Go to my objectives, triple tap, copy, paste here, and create repository. Now I scroll. There are two here. You copy the top one that has more content. Go to your file, paste, press enter, and then you want to do git add with dot. This should work now. Control C. Why is it not working? Git status. Yeah, I have a lot of things to add. So let me do git add course. Has that added? Good. Git add Ansible. I'm adding each of these red files one after the other. Post img, and is there any need to add in my environment? There's no need. So let me do git status again. Good. Now git I think it's the my env that was causing it. Now I did not add it. Git commit -m this. Okay, let me just call it first commit. First commit. Right, has been coming now. Git push. Now this should work. Now if I go to my GitHub and refresh, oops, everything is here. Do you understand? So everything, what is Ansible, objective, steps, the step 1, this, the image, step 2, this, the code, you can copy the code, and step 3, and this is me running it, and then step 3, this. Right, so I will eventually finish this up to step 50 or thereabout, but for now this is how it is done.